don't know how you guys feel, but for me, a liquid dessert is often my favorite way to finish a meal. And I know this might be a little bit controversial, but I don't actually usually go for chocolate desserts, unless you count tiramisu, which is my absolute favorite. But I generally go for something kind of creamy, like a creme brulee or something lemony. So I'm gonna do one rich and decadent flip cocktail and then one citrusy cocktail that still hits all the sweet spots. Thank you very much to the guys at Tipsy, which is an online booze retailer, for sponsoring today's video. I'm actually really excited about partnering with them because they carry quite a lot of the harder to find, more sort of craft brands, and then some more niche cocktail ingredients in their pretty wide range of spirits and wines. And I know that some of you guys in the States say that you struggle to find some of the things that I use in the videos. So fingers crossed you're in one of the 37 states that Tipsy delivers to, and it will increase your options. Today I'm going to be using Licor 43 and Villa Massa Limoncello in these drinks, both of which you can find on their site. So hop onto the link below and have a bit of a browse. Putting a whole egg in a cocktail might sound a little bit weird, but it stood the test of time. The flip style of drink has been around since the 1600s. They were actually originally served warm, usually with a poker in there to warm them up, but nowadays it just means any spirit that's shaken up with some sugar and an egg. So feel free to experiment with your favorite base spirit. If bourbon isn't your thing, something like rum definitely works as well. And then I'm adding in the Licor 43, which is a Spanish liqueur, which, as the name suggests, is made from 43 ingredients. Vanilla is the predominant flavor in here, but it also has loads of citrus and more kind of botanical flavors as well, which makes it really quite complex and not too sweet, which in my opinion is a perfect pairing to enhance the bourbon in here and sort of cut through the creamy egg as well. Use a nice bold bourbon to make sure that it shines through, so I'm going to go with Maker's 46 because it's quite high ABV and it has a really bold, sweet flavor profile. Sometimes you just feel a bit decadent, and this is the perfect dessert drink for those times. So for our vanilla bourbon flip, we're going to start off with our bourbon, so a full ounce and a half of this one. It might be all kind of creamy and rich, but it's definitely good. It's still going to pack a punch as well. Then going to go in with 20 mils of our Licor 43. Going to go about 15 mils of sugar syrup. It might seem like quite a lot to have both the liqueur and the sugar syrup in there, but you know, your eggs and cream and things act like this bit of a sweetness suck. You kind of need to add a little bit more in there than you usually would in, I guess, like your more classic sour style cocktails. And then last but not least, your egg. You can crack it in the other side of your tin just to make sure you don't get any eggshell in there if you're a bit nervous about it. And of course, it goes without saying, but make sure it's a nice fresh egg. Then we're just going to give this a bit of a dry shake, the same way as that you do when you're using egg white in cocktails. It just kind of emulsifies everything before you add the ice in there. Then add some ice to your shaker tins, pop them together and shake as hard as you can. So this is usually just served not on any ice, so you can just double strain into a little kind of small rocks glass is perfect. I'm out of practice. Then for garnish, just gonna get a little microplane if you have them, or like a little mini grater is ideal, and a bit of nutmeg, and just do that over the top. So there you have a vanilla bourbon flip. Gonna give this one a little try. It's good, obviously, for us here in Australia. It's actually pretty chilly just now, so yeah, that real kind of like Christmassy nutmeg smell is definitely a very welcome one. It's good, obviously, yeah, really creamy and really kind of decadent and rich, but the bourbon definitely kind of punches right through, and then you've just got that little vanilla note kind of supporting it all and tying it all together. I haven't had one of these in ages, and it's such a good drink. I know that some people might feel a little bit weird about the whole egg, but please trust me, it's delicious. You should give it a go. This next cocktail is a little bit retro, but a total guilty pleasure. You can make it without the limoncello, just with triple sec, but the added zestiness and richness from the limoncello makes it feel to me like more of an actual dessert. Plus it totally transports me to Italy, so it's a win-win. This is pretty easy to adjust to your own sweetness level. You can use just more vodka and kind of just an accent of the citrus liqueurs if you prefer something more like an actual martini. Both the Villa Massa Limoncello and the Marionette Curacao are really quite fresh and zesty tasting though. Obviously have a little bit of sweetness, but I don't mind using a little bit more here. When you feel like something a little bit sweet but still plenty zesty, this is the cocktail for you. So first off for this one, we're gonna do a little sugar rim. So obviously you've got the liqueurs in there, but no actual sugar syrup, which again is kind of nice because you can sort of adjust, you know, whether or not you want to have some sugar or not in each sip. So kind of, again, depending on your own personal sweet tooth, you can kind of make it a little bit more adaptable. You can even just do a half a sugar rim if you want to do that as well, if you do kind of prefer things a little bit tartar. So we're just gonna run round with the lemon on the outside of the glass and then dab it in your sugar. And then I am gonna do just a little twist and discard of a little bit of lemon zest over the top just to kind of brighten it all up and really hammer home all of that. I mean, it's called a lemon drop martini. You wanna get like as much lemony goodness as possible in there. But I'm not actually using it to garnish, so you can just use a little veggie peeler and get something quite rustic and just have that nice and ready. Then we're gonna go 30 mils of vodka, just something quite nice and clean tasting. This one's just a nice soft wheat vodka from near Melbourne. 30 mils of our lovely limoncello and 15 mils of a triple sec or curacao, whatever orange liqueur you have kicking around. Then we're just gonna fill that up with ice and give it a shake. Can like smell the lemon from here, but we're gonna do even a little bit more. And there we have a lemon drop martini. So I'm actually going without the sugar rim first, and it's really nice. It's actually really nicely balanced. As I said, both of the kind of sweeter elements that we're using in there are really quite fresh and zingy tasting. So, you know, even if you're not a massive sweet tooth, I reckon this would still kind of hit the spot for you. And then when you get into the sugar rim, it does really start to kind of be like, yeah, almost that lemon tart sort of pastry vibe. Delicious. So now you know. It's definitely fun to indulge your sweet tooth every now and again. Definitely let me know which one you think that you would prefer, and thank you again for Tipsy. They do offer free shipping over $99, so don't hold back when you're browsing through.